Hello there, I'm Joshua Joel, and welcome to This Month in Movies. Today we're looking at the DVD and Blu-ray releases of June 2015, so why don't we get right into it.
Let's get to it.
Okay, so the day this video comes out, I'm actually starting shooting my short film that I am making, and that's why I've been really busy lately, and my reviews have been a bit behind. Like my Tomorrowland and San Andreas reviews will not be up yet, but I'll try to get to them as soon as possible. But it's just like I really need to focus on filming, but I really wanted to get this month's movies out because I do it once a month, and I know you guys really appreciate it, and so I really want to get this video out. And so of course this is movies that I recommend checking out from this month in movies. There are other movies that come out that I don't recommend or that I didn't like at all, or there's also some that I just thought it made the list a bit too big, so the ones that I wouldn't really recommend but I didn't mind. But anyway, why don't we just start with the first week of June, which we have Still Alice. Directed by Richard Glacier and Wash Westmoreland. It stars Julianne Moore, you have Alec Baldwin, Kristen Stewart, Kate Bosworth, and a few other familiar faces. Based on a book of the same name. It's about a older lady who starts to get Alzheimer's, though she's not near the age where people usually do get that. So you're watching this really strong, really intelligent woman be basically stripped of everything she has. One of the directors was struggling with ALS, so he's kind of like experiencing deterioration physically rather than mentally, and they were able to incorporate that kind of deterioration of someone's like intelligence, someone's soul, through a disease, and I thought they captured that part of the film perfectly. Julianne Moore gives a fantastic performance for which she won an Oscar for, and she totally deserved it. Kristen Stewart is actually really good in this film. It's a good film, it's not a great film. I think Julianne Moore's performance is fantastic and the look at the disease is fantastic, but the film itself meanders. I didn't think it was really that well shot, and every now and then there's like a scene or a moment of genius where I'm like, yeah, this is great, and then there's a lot of times where I'm like, this is kind of boring, can we get to the next thing? It's a bit dull. But overall, I gave the film 3.5 stars when I saw it.
Live in the moment.
Next, for the first week of June, we have Foxcatcher. Now, I really dug Foxcatcher. It was an honorable mention for my favorite movies of last year. And this one's directed by Bennett Miller. You have Channing Tatum, Steve Carell, Mark Ruffalo, who all give fantastic performances. I know Steve Carell got a lot of the praise and a lot of the buzz and a lot of the award nominations, but this film is mostly about Channing Tatum's character, and Channing Tatum gives a fantastic performance, and I thought he was actually better than Steve Carell, though he had a much different kind of role. Steve Carell had a more showy physical role, while Channing Tatum was very subdued and understated, and Mark Ruffalo was just great as well. Bennett Miller directed this film fantastically. The cinematography from Greg Fraser, who's an Australian DP, is absolutely gorgeous. The music's great. This film just really comes together in a very like dark and bleak but beautiful way, and I just thought it was really damn fantastic and just harrowing as well, and rather emotional. And even though it is a very slow film, I still was just immersed in the film and the experience and had a really good time with it. So I gave this film 4 stars.
Mark.
Next we have Kurt Cobain, Montage of Heck. Now this is a film that I actually am not gonna rate. I don't think it should be rated. This film is a very singular experience. Every person that watches this is going to have a different experience. It has different goals than your usual documentary. Like, this film is kind of like, it's not about telling you about Kurt Cobain and revealing information. It's more about revealing his soul to you. And in that way, it's a very sensory and oral kind of experience. And I was absorbed in the experience, though there are many times where it meanders quite a bit, and there's some very dull moments and stuff that I didn't care about, but overall I thought it really did kind of, you really felt who Kurt Cobain was as a person, and in that way it really worked. But I kind of feel you can't really rate this film because everybody that sees it is gonna like get a different experience and enjoy it in a different way, and it's not trying to be a conventional kind of documentary either, so I recommend checking it out if you're curious about Kurt Cobain.
Come on, look at the camera.
For the second week of June, we have The Theory of Everything.
I said.
Directed by James Marsh, it stars Felicity Jones, Eddie Redmayne, you have Charlie Cox, and a few other familiar faces. The lead actors give fantastic performances. The story itself is really nice and lovely, though there's definitely a reality to what happens because, of course, this is based on real people and a real relationship. And I just thought it was really well handled. The music's great, cinematography is great, and it's a really nice film. But it's also really real, and it's just a really interesting look at these two people and their relationship, and it's not your typical kind of biopic. It's more about the relationship between Stephen Hawking and his wife at the time, and I just really enjoyed the film and the performances and the story, and I just thought it was really well done. It wasn't amazing, it didn't blow me away, but I really enjoyed it, so I gave it 4 stars. Also, in the second week of June, we have Birdman on Blu-ray. And I am so damn excited to get this on Blu-ray. It's my second favorite movie of last year. I really enjoyed the heck out of this. Alejandro González Iñárritu easily made his best film with this movie, and you have a fantastic performance from Michael Keaton. You also have Zach Galifianakis, Edward Norton, Andrea Riseborough, Amy Ryan, Naomi Watts, and it's just a fantastic film about filmmaking, about acting, about what's mainstream and what's art, and I really enjoyed the heck out of this film. Manuel Lubezki's cinematography is absolutely fantastic, gorgeous, and brilliant, and it's got a fantastic script, and I just absolutely love this film. I gave it 5 stars, and I still think it's a 5-star film. I really enjoyed the heck out of this. Can't wait to get it on Blu-ray to just go through it over and over again.
Hey, come on, don't be a dick. Let me get an autograph.
Also, in the second week of June, we have Music and Lyrics finally coming on Blu-ray.
I've been sleeping with a clown above my bed.
Now, it's been on DVD for a while, and it's actually one of those few romantic comedies that a lot of people have forgotten about, but I actually really enjoy, and I think Hugh Grant and Drew Barrymore are fantastic in it. It's a really enjoyable film from Mark Lawrence, and I'm sure if you have seen it, you probably have enjoyed it. You probably just forgot about it, and I do recommend checking it out, because we don't really have that many good rom-coms at the moment, so check out Music and Lyrics finally on Blu-ray. I enjoy it. I give it 3.5 stars.
Why would you have a clown in your bed?
For the third week of June, we have Wild. Directed by Jean-Marc Vallée, stars Reese Witherspoon with a few other familiar faces in it, and Reese Witherspoon gives a fantastic performance. It's gorgeously shot, fantastically edited, and it's just a really emotional and cathartic film about this certain character. Of course, it's based on the life and this memoir from Cheryl Strayed, and it's really great film about dealing with grief and life and like having to move on but not being able to because you've lost someone incredibly important in your life. And I just thought it was a really emotionally affecting film, gorgeously shot. I enjoyed it quite a lot, so I gave this film 4 stars.
What if all those things I did were the things that got me here?
Third week of June, we also have Focus. Now, Focus I didn't absolutely love, but I just thought it was rather entertaining and fun. And the first 50 minutes of this film in particular were absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, the second half of the film isn't really as good, but it's a really fun kind of caper film with Will Smith, you have Margot Robbie, and a few other familiar faces. Directed by John Recker and Glenn Ficarra, who did Crazy Stupid Love. And I really enjoyed it on just an entertaining level, not necessarily on a story level, or that like the acting was solid, I guess, but really it was more just fun, and sometimes it's alright to have fun. So I gave Focus 3.5 stars.
There's 2 kinds of people in this world. There's hammers and nails.
Next we have The Disappearance of Eleanor Rigby. There's 3 films. One takes the point of view of the male character, the other one takes the point of view of the female character, and then there's a third edit which kind of like puts the 2 edits together. Director Ned Benson, and it stars Jessica Chastain. You have James McAvoy and a few other familiar faces, including William Hurt, Bill Hader. And it is a very dark kind of drama. It does get rather depressing. It's pretty bleak about relationships, but also a bit hopeful. But it's definitely a film that's not for everyone. Gorgeously shot, well made. And I myself didn't really love it, but I only saw the version, which was the 2 edits together. I haven't seen the separate versions, and I'm interested to check that out. So I give it 3 stars.
Where are we?
Someplace good.
And lastly, for the 3rd week of June, we have Selma from Ava DuVernay. It's a fantastically crafted film. The cinematography is great, the music's fantastic, the direction, the acting, all brilliant. And you have a great performance from David A. Yellow, and you also have Tom Wilkinson, Cuba Gooding Jr., Coleman, Giovanni Ribisi, and a whole lot of other familiar faces. Of course, it's based on Martin Luther King and the walk at Selma, and it is a really, really, really powerful film about equality and race, and just more than that, shows Martin Luther King in a new light. And I just thought it was really, really well made, really well handled, and it's definitely an important film. Definitely recommend checking it out. I gave it 4 stars.
What happens when a man stands up, says enough is enough?
The 4th and the last week of June, and we have A Most Violent Year, which was my 10th favorite film of last year. I really, really enjoyed this film. From J.C. Chanda, you have Oscar Isaac, Jessica Chastain giving fantastic performances. You also have Albert Brooks and a few other familiar faces. And it's gorgeously shot. I love the music, I love the mood, the atmosphere of this film, and how it kind of plays against its crime genre conventions. And I just thought it was fantastic. I really enjoyed this film, and that's really all I'm gonna say, because I do think you need to go watch and experience this. It won't be for everyone, it's a bit slow, but I enjoyed the heck out of this film. 4.5 stars from me, easy.
When it feels scary to jump, that is exactly when you jump.
Also, for the last week of June, we have Cinderella. Now, I actually really enjoyed this film. I found it really entertaining, and it was very heartwarming, and it's a very positive film, and I really enjoyed it. Though I don't think it's a masterpiece at all, I had a very fun time with it, and I recommend checking it out. It's fun, it's entertaining, it's light, it's bubbly, it's positive, and so I gave it 4 stars. Gorgeously shot, directed by Kenneth Branagh. Lily James is great. Richard Madden's also really good, and has Cate Blanchett being like chewing scenery like crazy and doing it well. Not a perfect film, but I really had an enjoyable time. 4 stars from me.
They're all looking at you.
And lastly, for June 2015 on DVD and Blu-ray, we have The Homesman. Now, I actually haven't seen this film, but I've heard great things. It was at Cannes last year. Unfortunately, didn't get a cinema release in Australia, but I've heard great things, and I'm really looking forward to checking it out when it's finally on home video.
Crazy Women for 5 weeks is a lot more than I bargained for.
So those are my DVD and Blu-ray recommendations for June 2015. I hope you enjoyed it. Unfortunately, this video was a bit rushed just because I am very pressed for time and really busy. But these are just my recommendations. There are definitely more movies that came out. There's a few others that I kind of liked, but I just thought it would make this video too long. But there's a lot out there, and let me know if there are any films that I didn't recommend that you enjoyed and why. And if you do get to see any of these films I talked about, please comment below. Let me know if you liked it or not, and just like, let's just start a conversation, guys. I'd really enjoy that, and just to talk about films and like what you liked, what you didn't like, and why. But anyway, that is all the time we have for today. If you see any of these movies and have any thoughts on it, feel free to comment below. Go to my Facebook page, like that, comment there, follow me on Twitter, and don't forget to subscribe. Anyway, I'm Joshua Cho, this is J Productions. Just get out there and watch good movies.